Good morning, good morning. Man, it is hotter than blue blazes out here. At 9 o'clock this morning, it said it was 87 degrees and it felt like 101. Now it's like 101 American. Come on in, or come on out. We're gonna go look at something real quick. I gotta point something out to you.
I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay, the first thing I wanted to show you is I redid the mount and got it standing up straight. I believe it's a lot neater, a lot more organized. I still have to figure out where I'm going to mount those clips right there for the CB or the microphones. I'm thinking I want to mount them off the side of each unit so that you can grab them from there on this side here. I haven't figured out totally how I want to do that yet, but I know I definitely don't want it to look all hillbilly and rednecky. So yeah, I got a new piece, put it in there. I still can't believe I snapped that bolt. I mean, I know I was a little irritated and frustrated with the whole situation. I was going to say situation. Because I'm hip and kind of cool. Anyways, that being said, let me take you around to the other side. There's a couple other key benefits and features that are built into this whole deal. I believe it's a lot cleaner set of install. It's upright enough that it's not hitting any passenger in the knee if they're sitting here, with their knees going out. It's not like they have to, curl away from the center console. It's not obstructing any of the cup holders. And like I said, I'm thinking that I could probably figure out a way of taking one of these screws out and mounting one here, or I could possibly just get a straight. I wanted that to be a little less rednecky, and there's duct tape. I felt it was a little bit sharper edge than I wanted there, so I might have to get some scissors and cut that off. But I definitely didn't want a jagged edge there, so anybody reaching across it, touching it, gets burnt. And I might just take a piece of metal, flat piece of aluminum, and make it, or thin metal, and put it out this way, and then screw that to it to hang off of in both situations. I definitely want the microphones hung up so that I might take them out that way so that they're directed that way more. I don't know. But definitely want them hung up, not just dangling over into the floorboard on the driver's side. So I would consider that a completed little bit of stuff, and it's a lot neater in there, a little bit more organized. I'm okay with that. And then back here, I'm actually in the neighbor's driveway because they're out of state, and I think they just sold this piece of property, so I'll be moving off of there and back into the driveway. So one of the things that I wanted to show you is this right here. Some of you will recognize that. That is the cross member, the cross piece that I made to mount antennas on the roof. and some of the things that had become very, very apparent to me. And what I'd done is I had just, while I was up there, I had run a round wire off of it, and then down here, tucked it inside here, took this whole plate off, screwed a hole here, and grounded it to the body right here under this piece of molding. And both sides, I did it, 2 pieces of it, so you know that there was no excuse for it. So I still just wasn't feeling it. Couple of things that, you know, bear examination. Now this may be usable for something else. I'm not going to toss it as we go over in the storage and the land of unloved toys. And check that out. There's a sea eagle. That's an osprey right there, boys and girls. I don't know if it caught it, but that's what that is. It's an osprey. Big old sea eagle with the forked tail. So anyways, it was starting to look rather ghetto or a little hillbilly, a little too homebrewy. So I took it off. And a couple of things draw your attention. This is plastic, okay? With rubber to keep it from scratching up the roof rails. And all this because, for whatever reason, I didn't want mag mounts or cables and stuff hanging off the side like a hillbilly. Well, I started thinking about it, and I said, you know what? The cables are coming off the bottom of this and coming down the roof rails and inside the two back seat doors anyway. So what's the diff? So I decided to go ahead and order. The third one will be here Monday, which is be tomorrow. And I got those 2 mag mounts. Okay, they're both three magnet. And I will probably move this, I don't know, it may come back just in this, leave it in the center and come back. And that's the one that will have the antenna for the CB mounted on it. It's a 3/8 inch regular CB antenna mount. And that's what will go there, okay? That's a UHF mount, that's a NMO mount, and the third one will be a 3/8 inch post. So I took those off, wire tied the cable up alongside the rail, okay, and ran it right here where there's a gap between the door and the rain molding, so it's not really getting pinched. And on this other side will be where the CB and the that's a GMRS antenna over there for when I've got a handheld in the vehicle, so I can have a GMRS and the GMRS that's in the radio, the mount. But that's a quad band antenna. It's supposed to be pretty trick, but it's all, and I figured with the triple magnet, and they've got the little rubber boots on them, that they're not going to flip over going down the freeway. And I'm not going to take them off to take them to through the car wash or whatever. I just unscrew the antennas and run it through the car wash, crawl up on the wheel and the tire, and unscrew them and throw them inside and run it through the car wash. No big deal. I've been doing it since I had the Hillbilly Special on there. So that's what I elected to do. And like I said, the third one will be there. And then I should have no more grounding and high decibel or high SWR and just all the yada 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 BS that I was fighting to overcome to just simply do that. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I broke down. There's going to be 3 mag mounts on top of the roof, each with 3 magnets, and it should be just exciting, special. So I'll get back to you with the rest of this probably tomorrow after I mount it. Okay, this is the next day. That's got the entire antenna put together there with a big old wad of duct tape. Looks like I got a roll of duct tape hanging out the end of that antenna. And what I decided I was going to do is I'm going to use 3-inch PVC. I could get a short piece of it, about $5 for a 3-inch piece. I'm going to take that and rewind it on 3-inch. Try to do the 16 wraps. If it's only 15, I believe it'll be sufficient, but we'll find out as soon as I put that on there. And then I realized that I soldered that piece of copper to the center element of the coax, and there was 1 inch on that. Now that's several centimeters, or a centimeter at least, centimeter and a half. I think they just ratified that it's 2.54 centimeters equals an inch in Europe and in France somewhere. Anyways, but I cut it for 2.6 meters. Okay, so it needs to be brought down to 2.47 from the get-go. So I will endeavor to get that fixed as soon as I get this fixed, when it's not a bazillion degrees in here and the car is not in the dumpster workshop. And I will come back at you with that. I just wasn't happy with it. I'm not a big fan of duct tape for anything. And there's this place, but it ain't on the side of a antenna that's going up in the air. So that's news, weather, and sports. I'll be back at you with that as soon as I get that done. Okay, it's early in the morning. It's the Saturday following whenever the rest of this video was shot. This finally came in, and it's going up there. And what I decided was, well, I haven't fully decided. I was gonna put them all in line, boom, 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 boom. But those are mounted and separated, so I'm gonna drop it right here in the center. Okay. And I guess I'm gonna need to go at it from this side, so I've got my handy step stool. And I wanted to go over it real quick before I did it. That's gonna be another video right there. It's a 28-foot mast. Well, it's a flagpole. There's the ball for it. And you can hang 2 flags off of it. But we're not gonna do that. And guess what I realized I had? I might have mentioned that before, a SARC 100 antenna analyzer for that, which we're going to mess with at some point. So, and that right here, I'm gonna heat that up. I've got to figure out how long it's got to be. I may not have to heat it up at all, but cut it off. And that's gonna be my air choke versus the hillbilly choke. So, the first thing I wanted to point out is this is for a 3/8 by 24, or I believe it's 24 threads per inch. And this is for a CB antenna. I'm not a big fan about the shiny, but I am a big fan about how well this is made. Most of the mag mounts like this, these rubber booties are super thin and flimsy, and they do not wrap around the edge. This does. This thing is heavy as all hell. It's probably 3 or 4 pounds. And I guess if you're running a big mast up on your roof, you gotta have something to counteract all that leverage going straight up in the air. So I'm gonna get my stuff, zip ties, get this outside. I got the step stool out there, and I'll probably come back to you when I've got it mounted up there and the antenna on it, and then the cord or the cable run inside the car, and I'll probably pick it up from there. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but now you can. There it sits. Completely removable and ready to hook up and run the cables down through right here. There's a gap in the, so that shouldn't get, because this door never hardly ever gets used. Hook it up to the SWR meter and into the CB and get doing my stuff. Okay, so here towards the end of the day, I'm not really super excited about the SWR on that particular setup. Okay, I'm probably hook up the antenna analyzer to it and check it, but I think it needs to be longer. Okay, I've got the SWR meter and watt meter, and I did dick around with the settings on the inside, software settings, and it can crank out, I don't know, 20, 25 watts, something like that. And I moved the dip switch, I think they're called dip switches, the where you move the connector inside the chassis, and I did that so it would get the other bands that it's capable of. And then I was kind of freaking out because I apologize if this is kind of swinging around or whatever, but I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know what frequencies were set for each channel. Okay, and the band D on it has like channel 5A or something very similar. I don't know exactly what they were. I know there was a 19 and 19A. So I'm not for sure what exactly which way I want to keep that, but I will in another video get a hold of it with the antenna tuner or analyzer and see exactly where that thing is, because here's the thing, there's a jumper cable. I'm just going to show you. Why should I sit here and try to mansplain it to you when I could just show it to you? Okay, it's got the meter there that I was using to check power and the SWR, and obviously I don't want that there. Okay, it's not gonna. Its life is not going to be inside this vehicle. I want the. I'm gonna have to straighten out the cabling, and get it going back and forth a little bit so it's not just kind of curled up and wadded up. And that may or may not. I doubt it. That may have some effect on it, but I don't think that that's going to have that kind of a dramatic effect. I just don't think it's tall enough. I've got other antennas, but the only one that is really tuned for that, or with that base, mounting base, I just think it needs a longer tip on it, or a different antenna. I just don't think that one's getting it home. And it, based on the amount of change that I saw going from where it was at, with the tip partially out to the tip completely out, it's obvious that it needs to be longer. I think that's the direction that I need to go with it. For sure, for sure, for sure. So I want the antenna resonant, center band, bottom line. I don't care what else. Say what you want to say, do what you want to do. I don't care. I want my antenna for my car CB radio to be resonant center frequency and with a relatively low SWR. You know, I think that's every person's goal. If it's not, I don't think you're thinking right. But anyways, so that's that. Probably tomorrow I'm gonna drag that homemade, the one wire, actually the two wire, because I soldered in a piece, if you recall, and I made the hillbilly air choke, and I bought this to make a regular winding instead of that look, it's duct tape, okay, and I don't like duct tape, and just like it is right now, it's starting to delaminate, and it just looks like crap. Okay, it looks like hammered dog shit, and I don't like that. So I will cut a piece of this off and drill holes in it and make a real, I think it's 16 wraps, 16 wraps on that, and then probably that is supposed to be 2.5 meters from the end of the solid, the completed coax. 2.5 meters that way, 2.47 meters to the top of the choke, and then 16 wraps on a 68 millimeter tube, and the balance at the end. So I chose to do it this way. You know what? That's a totally different video. That's more to come. Okay. There's the Sark. That's what I'm gonna be using for that, and that is the Amazon 28-foot fiberglass dual flagpole. And there's the collars that slide down the shaft, and it's got the clips that you can hang two flags off of it, and that goes in the end. Obviously that's not going to have flags on it. Play with that tomorrow, play with that tomorrow, play with that tomorrow, that tomorrow. And I do appreciate your time and for watching the video. If you've got some input on, you know, SWR reading that is, I've got the thing, that watt meter at 10 watts, and it's pegging it all the way over, and it's 3 all the way over. Just whew. So I've got to get something fixed with that, because I don't want it to start. I don't know if burning out the finals is a thing with CB radios, but I definitely don't want to smoke my radio because I'm dicking around with it off frequency or out of band on the antenna. The antenna's not resonant. So that's that. Thank you for watching. If you have any input, put it below. Consider subscribing, liking, sharing. Old dude trying to get his YouTube channel up and running. So with that being said, you guys be good to each other and have a great day. Peace out.